tragedy in the mountains.
These situations do hit hard, and they definitely impact us as a resort.
A woman dies after falling into deep snow at Sunshine Village. Plus, fueling up as gas prices go way down.
Gives a nice break on the wallet.
It's a huge relief, especially coming off of the holiday season.
But how does the dip impact the province's pocketbook? And ringing in the new year with new fees.
We're going into January and it's not going to get any cheaper.
The price hikes coming to Calgary in 2026.
CTV Calgary, local breaking news with Terry Fikowski.
Good afternoon. A woman is dead after falling into deep snow at Sunshine Village Ski Resort. It happened over the weekend, and despite rescue efforts, the woman died on the mountain. Tyson Fedor has the details.
Some Sunshine Village skiers witnessed the death of a 47-year-old woman on Saturday afternoon after she had been skiing on one of the resort's popular green runs.
The woman did fall into a soft snow immersion and that she was unresponsive on scene. I have heard that it could have been asphyxiation or it could have been cardiac arrest.
Sunshine Village says other skiers witnessed her fall and tried to help. Its ski patrol team was notified of an unresponsive skier and attended within 3 minutes. She was found in or near the trees off Banff Avenue, a green run on the lower mountain.
They did perform CPR for over 2 hours, hoping to revive her. Unfortunately, that attempt was unsuccessful and the woman did pass away. At this point in time, our thoughts and prayers are with the family during this difficult period of time.
The woman's cause of death is not known, but Backcountry Skiing Canada says that snow immersion suffocation accidents can happen when skiers fall headfirst into deep, loose snow, becoming trapped and suffocate. This video captures Stars Air Ambulance also arriving on the mountain, but officials say the crew returned to base after the woman was pronounced dead.
When situations like this do occur, our team really tries to work swiftly in the background. At Sunshine, it is our #1 priority to try and to work to deliver a safe experience for all to enjoy the beauty of the Canadian Rockies.
With nearly 4.5 meters of snow accumulating this season alone, December was the 4th snowiest month in the resort's nearly 100-year history. Tyson Fedor, CTV News, Calgary.
And the family has just confirmed with CTV that the victim is Farah Merchant of Toronto. The wife of a man who died in an Edmonton emergency room is calling for accountability. 44-year-old Prashath Shri Kumar died last Monday while waiting for care at Grey Nuns Community Hospital. His wife, Niharika, says her husband started having chest pains at work and was driven to the acute care facility. He would wait 8 hours in the emergency department before his death. Niharika tells CTV News she wants answers.
I am here to get justice for Prashant. My kids are shattered. My daughter is angry. You know, she's a teenager. She's angry.
In a statement, the province says Covenant Health has initiated a review into the death. Acute Care Alberta says it will participate in the review and ensure any recommendations are implemented. The National Police Federation is shooting down the Alberta Next panel's recommendations to ditch the RCMP. The panel's report recommends the creation of an Alberta police force to replace the RCMP when the latest contract ends in 2032. The president of the National Police Federation calls the report politically driven to revive a proposal that has been repeatedly rejected by Albertans. Brian Sauve says conclusions are built on selective information and misleading claims. The panel says the idea was a polarizing topic at town halls, but heard concerns about Mountie staffing levels, particularly in smaller communities. Well, gas prices have hit a multi-year low, with some stations in the city selling for under 87 cents a litre. Tyler Barrow joins us live from the Petro-Canada along Sun Valley Boulevard Southeast. And Tyler, what has the rush been like for drivers looking to take advantage of cheap gas?
Terry, from where I am standing, drivers have about 7 vehicles in front of them before they even reach the pumps. But this is not the end of the line, as in front of me, I can see about another 10 vehicles just waiting to get here for that sub 87 cent a litre gas. And once drivers get to the pumps, they are filling up. Earlier today, I saw one person fill up his pickup truck along with 6 jerry cans. But some people, they're not even waiting for their tanks to be empty to take advantage of these multi-year low gas prices. Drivers were lined up to fill up at the Petro-Canada on Sun Valley Boulevard.
You're going to top it off right till it flows out.
Corey Sinclair needs less than half a tank. Instead of passing out the 87 cent a litre fuel, he is gassing up.
Like, when's the last time you seen this price?
The COVID-19 pandemic, according to the head of petroleum analysis at Gas Buddy. A map of the Sundance area in the city shows gas wars have hit, many stations selling for under 90 cents a litre.
It's been over 4 years since we've seen prices this low. Goes to show it takes a long time for the economy to recalibrate and rebalance after the imbalances brought on by COVID.
Dahan points to OPEC increasing oil production along with lower wholesale fuel costs, refinery maintenance coming to an end, and seasonal demand that hasn't fully ramped up yet. The drop in gas prices coincides with oil sitting at a near 4-year low. The price of West Texas Intermediate is at $58 a barrel. Alberta's budget estimate was $68 per barrel.
Every $1 drop in the price of oil is about $750 million to the government's bottom line.
Toom insists the drop in oil prices will most likely lead to a larger deficit in the 2026 provincial budget than previously anticipated. In response, the Ministry of Treasury Board and Finance says our oil prices forecast from the second quarter reflects a weakness we expect to see through the end of the fiscal year. The fuel expert we spoke with anticipates the sub-dollar prices to stick around for a few weeks. Tyler Barrow, CTV News, Calgary.
Budget 2026 preparations are underway, and an updated forecast will be included in the budget when it's released at the end of February. Well, a new year means new and higher costs for City of Calgary services. Jacqueline Wilson now takes a closer look at the changes that are coming in 2026.
Your wallet might be feeling lighter after the holiday season, but you're going to have to dig a little deeper because City of Calgary's service fees and taxes are going up in the new year.
We tend to spend more on groceries, on gas, on entertainment during the holiday season, and then we're going into January and it's not going to get any cheaper.
Earlier this month, City Council approved a 1.64% property tax increase for next year. It'll mean the typical single-family home will pay an estimated $4.50 more per month. That's quite a bit less than the original projection of 5.8%.
This is a city council that has made tough decisions to be able to make the numbers work so that we can continue to invest in the right priorities while keeping life affordable for Calgarians.
Next year, utilities like water and waste will jump $5.29 monthly for the average home. You will also pay more to visit a leisure center, with seniors experiencing the biggest hike at 60 cents more per entry. On top of that, a transit single pass is going up 20 cents per ride for adults and 10 cents for youth.
Well, everything goes up in price. It's not wonderful that we have to pay more out of our pockets, but, I guess that's part of living in Canada. It's really expensive to live here in Canada.
Oh, it seems okay. I mean, if they bite the price up, it's going to be for the people that really need to use it.
If you're feeling stressed about your finances, it's important to get help right away.
I recommend people call out to a nonprofit credit counseling agency like Money Mentors at the first sign of stress, not the last one, because there's so many more options available at the beginning, right? It's all for free, and you'll walk away with a budget too.
A new budget for a new year. Jacqueline Wilson, CTV News, Calgary.
The estimated costs for the city's property taxes are preliminary until assessments are done in January. The city's portion of the property tax amount is separate from the province's education tax requisition. Lotto Spot is recapping a year of lottery millionaires, with Albertans having the most wins across the prairies. 2025, 49 winners across Alberta claimed prizes of $1 million or more. 7 of those wins were in Edmonton, totaling $39.5 million. Calgary had twice the wins at 14, but the grand total was a little less at $24 million.
Huh. We gotta buy a ticket.
I was going to say, that would have been a good stocking stuff for everyone.
Yes.
$1 million for you, $1 million for you, a little Oprah.
You get $1 million.
You get $1 million.
Okay, and I feel like we're winning in the weather.
Oh, I like that.
Feel like the warm stuff, because this is the warm stuff. It was a lucky number 7 today for our daytime high, so very mild. The winds, it's a little windy out there throughout the afternoon, and now gusting closer to 40 kilometers per hour, and that's the stories we had through the rest of the evening as well. We're now sitting at 5 as temperatures start to dip for the night. Your 24-hour forecast brought to you by Fifth Avenue Volkswagen. Family-owned, community-driven. Discover more at Fifth Avenue Volkswagen. And it's fairly quiet. We're not looking at any precipitation really in this longer range forecast. It will be a little windy throughout the night and throughout tomorrow as well. We're looking at picking up by the afternoon up to 50 kilometers per hour, and even in the morning, gusts closer to 40 at times. At 8 a.m., -5 will be the wind chill, and by the afternoon, once again, lucky number 7. We'll talk more about the cool down coming up. Terry.
Thanks, Danielle. A Calgary team with a shot worth watching. Coming up, the basketball star making big moves on the hard court. But first, saying goodbye to a famed Flames forward. Guy Chouinard passes away at the age of 69. One of the original stars of the Calgary Flames has died. Guy Chouinard was 69. He was one of the top players on the Atlanta Flames when they moved to Calgary back in 1980, and he scored the first goal for Calgary in its first NHL game. He later coached from 1985 to 2010 in the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League. The Flames posted that Chouinard was a franchise legend, and the Flames alumni says as tremendous as he was as a player, he was an even better person. Well, some of North America's best AAA under-18 hockey teams are in town for the Circle K Classic. 32 teams are competing over the next few days here in Calgary. Team Maryland is making their debut at the Circle K Classic, and they're being coached by a former NHLer who never got his shot to play in the tournament, but is living the experience through his players.
At the end of the day, hockey is about experiences, and I think this tournament is about experiences. It's a great chance for them to be a part of a hockey community. The Battle of Alberta was on yesterday, for them to see that, the weather, just everything about it is something that I'm lucky enough to share with them and that I knew about.
The tournament runs through New Year's Day. Meanwhile, Team Canada will be back on the ice this evening at the World Juniors. William Aberhart's senior girls basketball team is off to a perfect start to the season. They're 5-0 heading into the break, and one of the veterans on the team is helping lead the way. Here's Glenn Campbell.
This is India Hughes' final year at William Aberhart High School, and the 17-year-old would love to go out with a bang. Aberhart's senior girls basketball team is off to a great start, and she thinks they have a chance to win the city championship.
It is exciting, and it's comforting to know that we have the skill to do it. We just need the practice and patience and chemistry for all of it.
Hughes is one of the leaders on the team. She's a co-captain. Her coach says she's ferocious when she's on the court.
It's just built in for her. Like, it's a natural instinct. She'll get on the ground for the ball. She'll dive out of bounds for the ball. She'll pick up teammates. She'll pick up opponents who've fallen down. She's got a balance of class and aggression that's really, really hard to find.
When it comes to playing basketball at Aberhart, it runs in the Hughes family. Her mom played from 1991 to 1994. India's 3 brothers and sister also suited up for the orange and white, and they were all very good.
All of my siblings have won the Kevin Paleos Award, which is Athlete of the Year for grade 12, and so since then it's been a little bit of a pressure to get it too. So I'm trying and I'm working, but it's also something that we get to share as a family.
There's a big age gap between brothers and sisters, and Indy is the last sibling to play for the Orange. Her mom gets a little emotional when thinking about that.
It will be hard. It'll be hard to watch that end, but it's so fun. It's so fun when it's happening.
India is cherishing every moment of her last year at Aberhart and on the basketball court.
It means that I get to show my leadership through a sport, and I get to be in charge. I'm the youngest of 5, so a lot of my time was just being told what to do by most of my older siblings, so I have something for me.
Glenn Campbell, CTV Sports, Calgary.
Impressive gal, and impressive weather-wise, and I say that in the sense that it's kind of like Goldilocks, not too bad, not too good, we're just coasting.
Yeah, we're just a nice coasting. Yeah, that's the perfect way of putting it, because we have no real intense, active, scary weather in our short-term forecast, which is good. We have mild weather, windy weather, that's kind of the #1 story for us, and more melting going on over these next 24 hours. All right, 5 in Calgary right now. We did get to a high of 7 for today, which is well above normal. A normal daytime high for this time of year is -3. So well above normal. And check out Edmonton got to 2, Rocky Mountain House got to 1, and that's where they're sitting right now as well. And we did get above the freezing mark earlier today. Brooks and Medicine Hat, Lethbridge as well, and Milk River. Lethbridge still sitting just above that freezing mark. It came with very windy conditions in the far south for today. So closer to 90 km/h gusts in Pincher Creek today. And that will be the story tomorrow as well. And in fact, when we look at the gusts in Lethbridge and Medicine Hat today, 63 in Lethbridge, 33 in Medicine Hat, this will intensify tomorrow. And for us in Calgary, we're looking at similar wind gusts tomorrow, closer to that 50-60 mark. But it may even get as high as 70 later in the day. That's a bit of an extreme forecast for Calgary, but it is a possibility for a short period of time later in the afternoon hours. But yeah, 90 for Pincher Creek, 80 for Lethbridge, 50 for Medicine Hat. All right, looking at the radar and satellite imagery, we had this little kind of pocket move through. It's really dying out for the night, so we could see an isolated raindrop within this next hour. Nothing significant and very, very isolated. Freezing rain, though, possible over off to the east, just south of the Yellowhead, as you can see here, and towards Hannah, Oyen, Coronation as we head through later today. And it's very short-lived. It will be very light in nature and isolated. Nothing really significant, but it could add to the already slippery conditions out there. With all this melting we had, this is going to freeze overnight. So expect slippery roads and sidewalks for tomorrow morning. But tomorrow morning, we're looking at mainly clear skies. And then there's a very small chance of a little pocket of rain moving into Calgary closer to the supper hours. 30% chance of seeing this. And if we get it, it won't last long at all, and it won't be anything significant. And then as you can see, and through Thursday, we have no real significant weather to talk about as well. So we do have windy conditions, again, 50 to 70 km/h gusts possible for tomorrow. So we will have a windy day tomorrow, but that will get our temperature back up to 7 once again. So very mild, considering -3 was normal for this time of year. We'll hold on to the warmth through Wednesday, and then we'll start our decline on Thursday. So the whole pattern is going to switch. The jet stream will move on down. This will bring in some more cloud cover. This will cut us off from those westerly winds, and we'll dip below the freezing mark. So closer to normal on Thursday with a high of -2, -5 on Friday, and then right where we should be for this time of year, Saturday with a high of -3.
Thanks, Danielle. Ukraine's president meets with North American leaders, but local Ukrainian Canadians are less than optimistic the peace talks will end the war with Russia. Ukraine's president has recently held meetings with the leaders of Canada and the United States, pushing for a lasting peace deal. But back across the Atlantic, there are signs the conflict with Russia is nowhere near over, and that has Ukrainian Canadians skeptical of the political back and forth. Tim Brooke explains.
2 key meetings for President Volodymyr Zelensky over the weekend, both focused on one thing.
We have the conditions, the possibility of a just and lasting peace. But that requires a willing Russia.
In Ukraine, deadly strikes from Russian forces continued throughout the holidays. They've spurred on more calls for a lasting ceasefire after almost 4 years of war.
We discussed a lot of points, and I do think we're getting a lot closer.
Peace talks will continue in the weeks ahead. Among the sticking points, security guarantees and potential land concessions. Experts say work has been done, but not enough to spark optimism.
There is no reason to expect any end on the battlefield because things are pretty stalled, and the negotiations are not likely to produce any results because of Russia's intransigence.
And many still worry the U.S. president is standing in the way of a fair deal.
He is trying to pursue his own goals in this agreement, and he just wants peace no matter what it costs to Ukraine.
In Calgary, Ukrainian Canadians are watching the negotiations closely. A large portion want to return home. Some already know there's little to go back to.
We still remember where we came from, Ukraine. My parents over there, my classmates, my whole family actually in Ukraine. And it is important to support them in this difficult and tragic time.
Tim Brooke, CTV News, Calgary.
More than 300,000 Ukrainians have fled to Canada to escape the fighting. UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres has released his New Year's message, calling for an end to chaos and uncertainty around the world.
In 2026, I call on leaders everywhere, get serious, choose people and planet over pain, and I urge everyone who hears this message, play your part. Our future depends on our collective courage to act.
Guterres highlighted a push to create a safer world, calling on countries to cut back on wars, violations of international law, and military spending. Canadians and all other non-U.S. citizens are now required to be photographed when entering or leaving the U.S. The new security regulations came into effect Friday, but could take years to fully implement. The department says it will use facial recognition technology to match a traveler's photo with existing passenger information on file with the U.S. government. The records could be held for up to 75 years. Well, right now in Calgary, it's mostly cloudy and 5 degrees. Stay tuned. Danielle is back with her fabulous forecast after the break. Don't go away. All right, Danielle, don't make a liar out of me. I said a fabulous forecast. I need you to deliver.
I'm going to deliver for you 2 more days of warm weather.
That's all right.
I guess we should say mild, but it'll feel balmy, just
Okay,
like
we
today
like that.
did. It will come with windy conditions. That's how we get there at this time of year. 5 degrees is our current temperature. We did get to a high of 7 for today, and we're looking at that same idea for tomorrow. Couple things for tomorrow. Fog patches are going to develop tonight, and so we'll deal with some fog patches in the morning hours. Also in the morning hours, we're going to have a bit of a wind chill, about -5 at 8 a.m. And then we get up to +7. That will also come with gusts around 50 kilometers per hour. So fairly similar to today. Then we hold on to the warmth for Wednesday, 6. See, we're not making a liar out of you, Terry. And then after that, yes, we do dip below freezing. So Thursday, Friday, and through the weekend, our daytime highs will be below freezing and a little closer to normal for this time of year.
Okay, thanks, Danielle. A Calgary holiday tradition is now underway, Christmas tree composting. The city says there are 2 easy ways to compost your real Christmas tree. You can chop it up and put it into your green cart. Just make sure the lid can still close. If your green cart is full, use paper yard waste bags and set them 2 feet from the side of your cart. The other way is to bring the tree to city drop-off sites until January 31st. Either way, make sure all decorations have been removed. For more information, you can visit calgary.ca/Christmas tree. Thank you so much for joining us. Now we're going to leave you with the early edition of the CTV National News.